All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about a force that is, believe it or not, quietly reshaping our entire world: project management. Now, I know what you might be thinking: charts, deadlines, meetings, but it's so much more than that. It's really the engine that's driving our whole global economy.
So let me start with a question for you. What on earth does building a spaceship have in common with launching a brand new app? I mean, they seem like they're from completely different universes, right? But the answer is that they are both projects. They're temporary missions designed to create something totally new, and they both depend on the exact same core principles to have any chance of success.
And the stakes for getting this right? They're just staggering. We're talking about $208 billion in GDP that's at risk in key industries. And why? All because there just isn't enough project management talent to go around. So this isn't just about being a little more efficient, it's about massive economic growth or a massive potential loss. This really brings us to our first big idea today. This huge global economic shift that proves, without a doubt, that the world now truly runs on projects. The fancy term for this shift is projectization. Yeah, I know it sounds a little bit like jargon, but the concept is actually pretty simple. It's this big move away from just routine day-to-day work and toward packaging work into these distinct projects that have a clear start and a clear finish. It allows companies to be way more nimble and focused. And this slide breaks down the difference really nicely. Think of operations as the ongoing, repetitive stuff that just keeps a business running, like accounting or customer service. Projects, on the other hand, are temporary. They're designed to create something unique. They are the true engines of change and innovation. So you might be wondering, what's causing this massive change? Well, there are a few key forces at play. Digital transformation is, of course, a huge one. Then you've got globalization, which pretty much requires clear project structures to coordinate teams spread all over the world. And honestly, in today's crazy competitive world, companies need to be agile and innovative just to survive. Projects are the perfect way to do all of that.
Okay, so that's the big picture. Now let's bring it down to earth and see how project management actually works in the real world. We'll look at how a couple of very different industries adapt these ideas.
First up, the IT industry, which is all about lightning-fast change. Instead of these rigid 5-year plans, these flexible methods like Agile, where they work in short, adaptive cycles. And with constant security threats and teams all over the globe, their project management has to be super secure and built from the ground out for cloud collaboration. Now, let's contrast that with construction. It's a whole different ballgame. Here, the challenges are physical. You're dealing with incredibly complex schedules and tons of different stakeholders. So their solutions have to be super methodical. They use tools like the critical path method to map out every single dependent task. And they use something called Building Information Modeling, or BIM, to create a full 3D model of the entire project before a single brick is even laid. So you see these totally different approaches, right? But here's the kicker. Despite all the differences, the benefits are universal. Getting project management right isn't just a small tweak, it's the ultimate upgrade for any business, period. And the advantages really fall into these 5 key areas you see here. We've got strategic alignment, operational efficiency, financial performance, risk mitigation, and of course, team and culture. See? It's about so much more than just finishing on time. Let's start with strategic alignment. I mean, think about it. A perfectly executed project is completely useless if it doesn't actually help the company achieve its main goals. Good project management makes sure that every single project is a deliberate, focused step toward that bigger vision. Next up, efficiency. This is basically about oiling the machine. By creating clear processes, defining who does what, and tracking progress, project management just gets rid of wasted effort. It ensures every hour and every dollar is being used as effectively as possible. And let's not forget the human element, which is so important. When people have clear roles and they can actually see the progress they're making toward a shared goal, it replaces chaos with clarity. This builds a really powerful sense of purpose, and you know what? It's a massive boost for team morale. Now, if you remember just one number from our time together, please make it this one. Research shows that organizations with mature, well-run project management practices waste 28 times less money than organizations that don't. Let that sink in. 28 times. That is an absolutely game-changing financial impact. So the big question is, how do you get a piece of that action? How do you capture these benefits? Well, that brings us to our final section, a project management playbook you can use to start building this capability right away. Okay, here it is, a 6-step framework to put this all into action. Step 1, really dig in and analyze your industry-specific needs. 2, map out every single stakeholder. Who needs to be informed? Who needs to approve things? 3, pick the right methodology, whether it's something flexible like Agile or more structured like Waterfall. 4, bake in compliance and quality rules right from the beginning. 5, use the right technology to help you. And finally, step 6, and this is crucial, capture the lessons from every single project so you are always getting better. And if there's one principle, one golden rule that ties this whole thing together, it's this. That link between the daily work your team is doing and the company's big picture goals, it can't be an accident or an afterthought. It has to be explicit. It has to be maintained all the time. That right there is the secret to creating real, lasting value.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Whether you're working on your own or you're leading a giant team, what is the one project that if you really executed it well using these principles could fundamentally transform your work? Give that some thought. Thanks for joining me.